Welcome, Helldivers, to the third report from the Super Earth Equipment Testing Division. Our operatives are continuing to assist in beating back Illuminate invasions as they appear. Our most recent testing took place during the defense of the planet Iroh. The loadout used for this test consisted of DP-53, Savior of the Free Armor, the AR-23C Liberator variant with concussive ammunition, the CQC-30 Stun Baton, and the G-16 Impact Grenade. In the way of stratagems, our operators had access to the AC-8 autocannon and orbital 120mm barrages, as well as both cluster bombs and smoke strikes from their Eagles. Now for a statistical rundown, we turn to our super intern.
Are we on? Oh shoot, okay, yep, we're rolling. The AC-8 autocannon is one of Super Earth's many support weapons available for the Helldivers. It fires high-explosive, armor-piercing rounds that can be augmented into flak rounds that can take down those pesky, flying combatants. Its primary usage is for attacking heavy units head-on, while being able to focus on anti-air utilities as well. Its armor-piercing level is 4, and it comes with a backpack with the ability to team reload for maximum efficiency. The internal magazine can hold up to 2 5-round clips at a time, and something to note is that if you finish the entire magazine, you'll have to pause to reload if you don't have team support. Super Earth recommends ensuring all enemies of democracy have been eliminated before doing so. First, let's start with the penetration rating. The AP rounds, the armor-piercing rounds, have a rating of AP4, meaning that this round will damage and also potentially stun or knock heavies back. The autocannon's 10-round magazine will allow Helldivers to take down a harvester with a maximum 1 magazine or less, depending on if you aim at weak spots. I personally would advise using a strafing run combined with the AC-8 to take down the tripods. The autocannon can also augment its rounds with subsonic force affit rounds and exploding flak proximity rounds that burst near enemies and fellow Helldivers alike, so be aware of your aim. Flak rounds fire shrapnel within a short radius that can excel with crowd control and take down many flying enemies. The autocannon also comes with a semi-auto setting or a full auto setting. Be careful, as this weapon has high kickback, and without good recoil control, you will miss. Seated Command recommends Helldivers aim where they want to shoot and pull the trigger. Up next is the AR-23C Liberator Concussive. This is a variant of the standard Liberator and can be accessed with a premium warbond codenamed Steel Veterans. It is equipped with a 60-round drum magazine and fires concussive rounds that can easily inflict stagger on enemies in exchange for a significantly reduced rate of fire. Its AP level is 2, and its damage rating is 60, making it one of the weaker variants of the Liberator. Its concussive rounds do help with staggering enemies, but its low fire rate combined with its low damage per round does provide a cause for concern when dealing with hordes. Because of this, make sure you're near teammates with stronger firepower in order to eliminate squid scum. After combing through the data with the LC, it seems better to use the AR-23C as a support primary rather than using it to kill individual enemies. Its high-capacity drum allows Helldivers to provide support fire for longer durations than most primaries offered by SEAF. The CQC-30 Stun Baton is one of 2 dedicated melee weapons Helldivers currently have access to, as part of an initiative to give them much-needed close-quarter options. This has proven useful, as the Stun Lance and Baton have been proven to be exceptional tools across the Illuminate front. The advantage of the Baton is that Helldivers can attack quickly and in a sweeping motion. The combination enables easy crowd control and swift kills. Its AP rating is level 2, meaning this will easily knock out or kill light enemies such as the Voteless. However, with bigger enemies, you will be required to strike a weak point to stagger. Super Earth reminds Helldivers that the Stun Baton can be purchased with super credits when stocks are replenished in the Superstore. The G16 Impact Grenade is a device that explodes upon contact with anything. This grenade variant has no fuse, allowing Helldivers to throw it as far as they want and to not worry about it exploding too early like most other explosives. This grenade offers an AP rating of 3 to 4 depending on the angle of the throw and where it lands on heavier enemies. I have personally used this grenade on the battlefield, and it has greatly assisted me with crowd control. Just throw it directly at a Voteless horde, and they'll be free of the mind control. There are some disadvantages of the impact grenades that you should be made aware of. Due to there being no fuse time, it does explode on impact, meaning if you throw too close, reinforcements will be required. If this grenade is knocked out of your hand, it is game over. Finally, we arrive at the armor given to the operators as part of this loadout. It is a special set given to those who have achieved the rank of Super Citizen. Seif Command has named this armor the Savior of the People. It uses the revolutionary technology known as Democracy Protects. You can find my statistical analysis of another set of armor with the same technology in the second mandatory report, where I covered the technology and how it helped protect our brave Helldivers.
Thank you, Super Intern. You have done well this day. Continuing on to our analysis. We have already covered the autocannon's effectiveness against the Illuminate, and nothing has changed since that report. We have provided a brief summary for your convenience, but for a more in-depth analysis, you can pull up the file for our first public report. New to our operatives in this report were Eagle cluster bomb strikes. These strikes proved immensely useful as an offensive measure against the Illuminate, coming quickly and dealing heavy damage, easily wiping out swarms of Voteless as well as Overseers and Harvesters in droves. Additionally, while these explosives are not powerful enough to destroy warp ships, they can easily tear down shields while eliminating enemy forces surrounding the ship, allowing them to be easily dispatched of with good teamwork. The smoke strikes did not prove to be nearly as useful, however, for our operatives, as has proven a point of difficulty with many support stratagems. Calling them down while being swarmed by Voteless is incredibly challenging, and as the smoke strike lacks utility against enemy units without ranged weaponry, the hordes are unaffected, which gives Overseers plenty of time to get through the smoke and re-engage their targets. Additionally, since the smokescreen blocks vision in both directions, using it to block a line of sight while defending a position can prove to be a double-edged sword. Also lacking in value to our operators was the Liberator Concussive. To paraphrase our operatives, this weapon is utterly without effectiveness or purpose, as the reduced damage from the concussive projectiles is not at all made up for with the weapon's staggering power or magazine capacity. Our Helldivers all consistently expressed a desire to use any of the other Liberator variants over this one, and often preferred to use their autocannons and stun batons instead. The stun baton proved useful to our operatives, able to easily beat back large amounts of Voteless, though against Overseers it proves difficult to get a stunning blow in before the Illuminate can land a major blow of their own with the extended reach of their melee weapons. Often enough, a tactic used by our operators was to stun Voltless to create a temporary barrier against an incoming swarm, then to make a tactical retreat while throwing an impact grenade over their shoulder. These throwables proved extremely useful on the battlefield for wiping out hordes, but an important suggestion from our analysts is to be cautious with one's surroundings, as these grenades may prove just as dangerous to a hill diver as to an enemy of freedom. Over the course of 3 missions battling the Illuminate, our operatives achieved an average kill count of 188, with an average accuracy of 44.13%. Unfortunately, we lost an average of 1 operator per mission, but had less than 1 friendly fire incident on average. All of these numbers are below the standards for our division, for better or for worse. Let us conclude this report with the EES score we have calculated based on the data we retrieved from these test missions. In regards to operator enjoyment, this loadout receives a score of 1 out of 10. Operators expressed extreme disdain for this equipment selection, especially the Liberator Concussive and Eagle Smoke Strike. That being said, they did express finding some entertainment value from beating the agents of anti-democracy into submission with their stun baton. For effectiveness, the same score of 1 out of 10 is given. The only ranged weapon with any potential for eliminating an enemy operative in a reasonable time span in this entire loadout was the autocannon, which proved slow and unwieldy while facing a horde, though can be quite effective against watchers. Finally, in regards to synergy, this loadout gets a 3 out of 10, if for no other reason than the ability to combine Eagle cluster bombs with other friendly stratagems and attacks to destroy warp ships and clear Voltless swarms. Additionally, the theoretical potential for the Liberator Concussive to keep an Overseer stunned while fellow Helldivers finish the job has promise, though this course of action was never seen during these tests. That leaves this loadout with a final EES score of 5 out of 30. Our analysts would greatly recommend against the use of this loadout while facing the Illuminate threat. This concludes the 3rd report from the Super Earth Equipment Testing Division. Until next time, dive well and long live democracy.